Hello and welcome to Tales from an Ordinary City.
ऑडियो ओके बोलो
Hello and welcome to Tales from an Ordinary City. I'm your host Yash along with Priyesh. Hey Priyesh.
Hey man.
I'm really excited about our guests today. They are young entrepreneurs. They run a branding and marketing company here in Nagpur. Hey Komal, hey Sahil. How are you guys?
Hi, what's up? Today has been great. The weather is like killing me right now, but that's okay. Still sitting here. Yes.
So let's start with the art fest that you recently organized here in Nagpur. I think it was one of the biggest art fests in Nagpur in recent history.
Yeah, about that. Triple Two Art Fest specifically, I would like to mention that it was Triple Two Backyard Art Fest. We curated the Backyard Lab curated it essentially. Do you want me to explain the idea, or should we jump right into it?
Go ahead. We are all yours.
Okay, so it started in April altogether when we were just planning how our May calendar is gonna look like. We had multiple art meetups planned, and then this idea just started with being a normal art gallery, like just pictures being ऐसे चिपका दी हमने wall पे, that's all, not more than that. But when we started from A and we reached Z, that was a completely different thing that we witnessed. So if you were to ask me on April 20th that, hey, what exactly you're doing, I would have just suggested that there's going to be a rope, we're going to hang pictures over there, that's all. But towards the end, we hung almost 3 to 6 canvases. They were hanging from the ceiling.
Wow.
I'm sure you guys must have seen it. And
Yes.
yeah, trust me, we were there till 4 a.m. trying to hang those, trying to figure out the whole logistics. We did it. And of course, it had to be unique. So
Right.
a cafe morphing into an art gallery for the night was the whole concept.
Right.
And that's how it was promoted
Right.
for the city to witness. So the idea, the whole night, the night that you witnessed was the 10% of something that the Backyard Lab has been working from last 1 year.
Wow.
So now when I say 10%, so you can imagine when it can reach the intensity of 100, then it would be something different altogether.
Wow.
So it was like कि the people that were coming around, तो उनके लिए काफ़ी एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए था. इट्स नॉट लाइक कि वो आर्ट देख रहे हैं हाँ ये ऐसा है वैसा है, बट दे शुड टॉक अबाउट कि आर्टिस्ट के साथ इंटरेक्शंस हो रही है, तो दैट वी वांटेड टू हैव दैट.
Right. Tell us something about the artists.
So it was an artist guild of 5 people and a guy for live sketching. So again, the onboarding was very random, but again we knew what we are getting into and what are the kind of artists that are coming. So out of these 5 artists, one was a 16-year-old girl who's still exploring her mediums and stuff
Right,
like that. That's
right.
Bhumika. And then we had Riya Oberoi, we had Sanjoli, we had Dijesh Mitkari, Sahil Khan, and Yuvraj, who did the live sketching. So about these artists, they're very unique in their own manner. So with this 16-year-old girl, I'll tell you, when we had finalized her, she was a little conscious, as to how will I interact with people. But we told her that we'll be there with you at every point of time.
Right.
You just have to be yourself, because art is about expressing. And art is about, letting people feel that emotion. And
Right.
she did it in the end flawlessly. I mean, I saw her that night and I saw a different person when I met her on that day. And when we were shooting all those videos, she was completely different.
Wow.
And provided she was the youngest, right?
Right.
So there's a lot of pressure on your head. But again, I think art is a medium which is like, when you're doing it, you're flowing like anything.
Right.
So that had happened. And then Sahil came from Goa. He has an art studio there. He specializes in nude portraits, charcoal art specifically.
Right.
So that was about the artist, and there were a lot of last minute entries. They're still getting entries as to if the artists are going mad about, hey, listen, we need to be part of this next time.
Right.
And we have already jotted down a list of 20-25 artists that's there, and really looking forward to do another fest. Can't wait for it.
We are looking forward to it because that fest was amazing, especially the drinks that you served there, really, really tasty. That's
The cocktails.
The coffee cocktails, right?
the coffee
yeah,
cocktails,
yeah.
really, yeah. And what was the intent behind organizing this fest?
Sahil, you wanna go there? You wanna start with that?
So it's like कि it's not कि art है, but people का क्या interaction है उनके साथ, like
हाँ.
how they are behaving around certain art.
Right.
So art can be, it's not about like colors. Like आप ऐसा बोलते हो कि जैसे मैं आपसे पूछूं कि एंगर या सैडनेस, एंगर का क्या कलर होगा,
Right.
सो व्हाट क्या होगा कलर,
Right.
रेड. बट वैलेंटाइंस का कलर भी रेड है, सो इट्स नॉट अबाउट कलर.
Okay.
सो सबका थिंकिंग प्रोसेस अलग होता है कि वो क्या ये करता है. तो अगर आर्टिस्ट अगर वो बताना चालू करे कि मेरा इंटेंशन क्या था, इट गेट्स मोर क्लियर कि ये चीज़ है. नहीं तो इट्स लाइक कि आप स्क्रॉल कर रहे हो एंड देन हाँ ये अच्छा दिख रहा है, बट क्या उसके पीछे का स्टोरी क्या है.
Right.
सो इट हैज़ लाइक अभी लाइक द न्यू जनरेशन आर वेरी इनटू, आई कैन से लाइक स्पिरिचुअलिटी, कि उनको जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है. दे वांट टू बी इन्वॉल्व
Right.
समहाउ. सो हम लोगों ने वहाँ पे लाइक फोटोग्राफी लाइक एनकरेज रखा था कि निकालो, मतलब लाइक तुम फोटो भी खींचो, दैट इज़ ऑल्सो एन फॉर्म ऑफ आर्ट.
Right.
सो वो सब था. देन बेसिकली कैसा है कि एक्सपीरियंस देना था हर किसी को. इट्स नॉट जस्ट लाइक कि एक पार्ट से एक्सपीरियंस हो रहा है, सो वो क्रिएट करना था.
Wow. Okay. So let's talk about the backyard lab. What is your mission here in Nagpur with regards to your company?
Okay, you make it sound like something else, but okay, if I were to talk about the mission, it's been almost 1 year, 6 months, I would say, that the backyard lab is there, and we have handled a lot of great clients and great people, and they have been always supportive towards what we do. So a little history about myself, I'll just put it there. I was working for a corporate firm based in Bombay.
Right.
But then I realized that corporate ladder is something that I do not want to climb
Right.
because it was restricting my creativity.
Mhm.
I left my job after 4 months of my graduation
Okay.
and took a 15-day break.
Mhm.
Then decided, okay, if I want to show my creativity, then there are multiple ways. Then I jumped into being a freelancer. That's when I met Sahil. Yeah,
Okay.
and
Wow.
we met. Then uske baad this whole concept of the backyard lab came in.
Right.
So I noticed a lot of things, and we together started scrutinizing it.
Mhm.
Ki Nagpur really needs to see what digital marketing is. It's not just clicking a picture, but there is a lot of ideation that goes into it.
Right.
Every post or every reel that you see, it's just not a mere picture that you're clicking or a mere communication that you're writing.
Mhm.
It's more about hitting the psychology. You're hitting it very subtly, very nicely. You're putting it inside the other person's brain, but
Right.
also being very nice about it.
Okay.
So there's always a CTA attached to every other thing that's gonna be there.
Okay.
And wanted to change the whole dynamics of how things were being looked at, and now the kind of content that we are creating.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's not jumping on the bandwagon of, there is a reel ka song that has gone viral, that you just make a reel out of it. It's not that.
Right.
How are you tweaking it in your own way? How are you making it unique?
Mhm.
How are you relating it to your brand?
Right.
That's
Right.
more about it, not just like made a video, just put a song which is trending,
Right.
got 6,000 views. No, that's not us.
Wow.
Just luck.
That's just
And algorithms.
yeah, definitely algorithms on. We are not getting there. It keeps
sure.
changing. But yeah, that's the backyard lab. Yeah.
Right. But what was going through your mind when you said that you left a job after your graduation within
Yeah.
4 months, right?
Yeah.
So what's going in the mind of Komal Mishra at that time? What is she thinking? And why specifically marketing?
Okay, first I'll come to why specifically marketing. I got placed. So this was the very first interview that I gave, and I got placed. It was for a digital marketing executive at a retail real estate firm.
Right.
And but I had this close connection with marketing because again the faculty who taught me in my college. So Kapil Tandon was the faculty at Whistling Woods International who taught me that marketing is not just about selling something, but it's more about selling the experience.
Mhm.
How you fit into someone's life perfectly. You're solving someone's problem. It's not just about ki bechna hai, bech diya. It's more about fitting into that life.
Right.
So that's how marketing, and I really, after 4 months of being a digital marketer at this corporate firm, I realized that this is the place where I can show my creativity, because there are so many ideas inside you, right? You are so much filled, you want to show it somewhere.
Right.
And I come from a college which they always motivated us ki do your thing, do what you love. That's literally the tagline of my college.
Okay.
And I was not doing something that I loved back then.
Right.
But right now I can say for a fact that I'm really enjoying every day that I wake up. There's a zeal, there is an enthusiasm that okay, I'm liking this, I want to do this every day.
Right.
So that's the whole jazz. And when Komal left the whole corporate scene, that 15 days, all I did was roam around the city, scrutinize people, what they are doing, what really, observing them, observing, letting it sink, try to understand those people, what their pains and gains are. And then we got into the whole scene of branding, marketing, and everything that is digital. It's a playground essentially.
Right. And what about you, Sai?
सो लाइक 12th होता है तो एग्जैक्टली आपको नहीं पता होता कि क्या करना है लाइफ में. आप कॉलेज ज्वाइन करते हो बिकॉज ये सारी चीज़ें ना आपको ऐसा लगता है कि अपने अंदर से आ रही है कि आपको मे बी आर्ट में जाना चाहिए या साइंस लेना चाहिए. बट ये कहीं ना कहीं से ना अपने को थर्ड पर्सन घुसा रहा है ये चीज़. ऐसा होता नहीं है कि लाइक हम कुछ चीज़ देखते हैं पेरेंट्स ने. इट कुड बी लाइक हम नेशनल ज्योग्राफिक में कोई डॉक्यूमेंट्री दिख रहा है तो वो इन्फ्लुएंस करता है अपने को. वो अपने अंदर से क्रिएट हुआ या नहीं हुआ वो हम बता नहीं सकते. सो आई लाइक रायसोनी में फिर मैंने सिविल इंजीनियरिंग लिया. सोचा कि लाइक बनाते हैं चीज़ें कुछ करते. तो प्रॉब्लम वहाँ पे हुआ कि द लाइक कॉलेज वाज गुड बट आई डोंट थिंक कि वो मेरे लिए क्या बोलते कंफर्टिंग स्पेस था. बिकॉज इट फेल्ट लाइक वेरी स्कूल वाइब, यूनिफॉर्म्स एंड वो सब था. देन फिर घर पे बताया कि लाइक नहीं हो पा रहा है ये चीज़. मतलब मैं कर तो लूँगा, ऐसा इशू नहीं है, बट कैसे करूँगा वो मेरे को नहीं जम रहा है कि क्या होगा आगे करके. उसके लिए मतलब एकदम डिप्रेस नहीं था बट अनसर्टन था कि कैसा होगा. फिर लाइक फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में एंड किया चीज़ें. फिर सोचा कि मे बी आर्किटेक्चर करता है करके. तो क्योंकि वही कि कुछ फ्रेंड्स कर रहे थे एंड देन यू गेट टू नो कि क्रिएटिव फील्ड है एंड ये सब. देन स्टडी किया आई गेस लास्ट 3 months आई गेस. और मेरे को 12th में काफ़ी लाइक बाउंड्री पास ये था. एंड तब वो 60-40 का था कि जे मेंस में लाइक पेपर 2 में लाइक 60% एंड 40% था.
Okay.
वो चीज़ था. तो अब कैसा होगा करके तो 3 months पढ़ा एंड देन घर वाले भी लाइक कि करेगा कि नहीं करेगा, क्या होगा, अभी छोड़ दिया करके ऐसा. तो फिर हाँ एग्ज़ाम दिया तो मेरे को पूरा पेपर लाइक पता है ऐसा हो गया था कि हाँ टिक करे जा रहा हूँ. देन स्केचिंग वचिंग होता है, देन विजुअल आर्ट के हिसाब से कुछ चीज़ें होती है. और मैथ्स को खोल के भी नहीं देखा. मैथ्स में कुछ हो जाता था पर मेरे को इच्छा ही नहीं थी कि वहाँ पे जाऊँ मैं. सो आई गॉट 240. तो फिर होप हुआ कि नहीं अभी रैंक ऊपर आ सकता है क्योंकि 60% का वेटेज बढ़ गया है अभी. तो फिर VNIT में लग गया. वो भी एकदम लास्ट राउंड पे जो स्पॉट एंट्री होती है ना, तो 1 month लेट एंटर हुआ. वहाँ पे भी द लाइक कॉलेज वाज गुड, मतलब पूरा ये सब चल रहा है. बट वही जो मैंने आर्किटेक्चर सोचा था तो ये जो आर्किटेक्चर है वो काफ़ी डिफरेंट है.
So your idea of architecture
हाँ.
was very different from
हाँ.
actually what they were teaching there.
Yes.
It's a more
हाँ इट्स नॉट एनीबडीज फॉल्ट.
Okay.
इट्स लाइक कि हम कोई चीज़ में एंटर नहीं करेंगे तो हमको पता कैसे चलेगा कि वो एग्जैक्टली क्या है.
Right.
ये हमको बाहर से पता चलता है कि नहीं ऐसा ऐसा है. तो फिर वो भी कैसे तैसे मतलब फिर वो भी छोड़ना पड़ा.
Right.
तो हाँ बट वो प्रोसेस में ऐसा हुआ कि मेरे को हाँ कॉलेज में ही फोटोग्राफी एज अ सब्जेक्ट था. तो वहाँ से इंटरेस्ट बहुत बढ़ गया. एंड फिर मैंने लाइक एक कुछ तो भी केस स्टडी थी कैफ़ेज़ की. देन 3 Beans में वो केस स्टडी चली थी. मेरा केस स्टडी नहीं था, किसी और का था. मैं उनको मिलने आया था. तो वहाँ पे द ओनर वॉज लाइक फ़ोन पे बात करे कि मेरा वीडियोग्राफर फोटोग्राफर नहीं आ रहा है समथिंग. फिर मैंने मेरा प्रोफाइल दिखाया तो लाइक कल आ जाओ. तो वहाँ से वो चीज़ स्टार्ट हुई. तो ऐसा हो गया था कि लाइक आई स्टार्टेड अर्निंग. लाइक वो थोड़ा सा है ना ऐसे बैलेंस हो रहा था कि मैं जितना कॉलेज में स्पेंड कर रहा हूँ वो बैलेंस होते जा रहा था कि मैं इतना अर्न भी कर रहा हूँ. तो फिर मेरे को ऐसा लगा कि इसमें मैं और ऊपर जा सकता हूँ और ये लीव कर सकता हूँ कि नहीं क्योंकि यहाँ पे बन रहा है.
Right.
देन वो फिर से घर पे समझाया ये सब सारी चीज़ें. तो स्टार्टिंग में एज अ फ्रीलांसर, देन वो घर वालों को समझना आना पड़ा कि व्हाट इज़ अ फ्रीलांसर. ऐसा नहीं कि मैं फ्री में लोगों के लिए काम कर रहा हूँ. तो वो सब ठीक है. मेरे लाइक पेरेंट्स बहुत अंडरस्टैंडिंग है. कभी भी कुछ होता है तो लाइक दे आर लाइक फ्रेंड्स, कि मतलब कुछ भी चीज़ हुई, कुछ भी मैंने अगर गलत काम भी कर लिया तो उनको बताना ज़रूरी है, ऐसा टाइप का सीन है. तो वहाँ से हुआ. देन तब काफ़ी रैंडम चीज़ें होती थी कि एक पाथ नहीं था कि मेरे को पता है कि मेरे को फोटोग्राफी ये है. एंड इंस्टाग्राम तब लाइक थोड़ा थोड़ा जा रहा था ऊपर, एकदम अभी जितना है वैसा नहीं था. देन जब से कोमल आई तो उसने चैनलाइज किया चीज़ें कि लाइक एक प्रॉपर सिस्टम क्रिएट करते हैं कि हर एक चीज़ शेड्यूल होनी चाहिए. देन ये हर एक पोस्ट के पीछे कुछ थिंकिंग होनी चाहिए कि ऐसा हो.
So how did you guys actually meet?
Yeah.
I guess.
I had just okay. I had just seen Sahil at Three Beans when I used to visit from Bombay and then you be here for a week essay. And then when I got associated with Three Beans, that finally I'll be taking charge of the account. Then they told me about Sahil, that he's the one who is clicking pictures, making these crazy videos. I'm like, okay, let's meet him. Back then the image of Sahil was this really calm and quiet guy who wouldn't let you enter his space. Okay. Trust me, it took me 6 months to entirely open this guy and try to understand the mechanism and how he works. Even now, I'm trying to understand ways how to get work out of him, because he delivers the best I know. It's just we need to channelize that. Yeah. And I'm not even kidding right now. I think right now he's the one who is very chill here. I'm the one who is very hyper, that I needed to be scheduled right now. So I think it's a really good combo of him being chill, because when I panic, then he's like, "Ho jayega, why are you stressing about it?" Trust me, during 222 Art Fest and the entire May wala thing, Sahil was sick for 20 days. Okay. Riya and I, we were literally roaming around trying to find who will shoot now, because the kind of quality that we deliver, it's very difficult to find in the city.
Right.
But we did find someone. They did a great job with it. And then again, Sahil was back, and yeah, everything was smooth and fine.
5 o'clock स्टार्ट हो रहा था. मैं लास्ट मिनट में वो लाइक द ऑब्जेक्ट जो इंस्टॉलेशन आर्ट था वो ऊपर किया मैंने लास्ट में.
I was panicking. I'm literally roaming in my pajamas at 4:30 कि अब
ये पैनिक हो रही मैं धीरे धीरे ऐसा चलो हो जाए.
That's what. And when I met him, and now that I see him, we are like very different. Of course we are close. We know things professionally, personally, but we also know where to draw boundaries. That is one thing. But we make sure that everyone is in a mind space that sab comfortable hai, everyone is fine, because we do not like that whole corporate structure where everyone is stressing about there's a deadline that we're gonna hit. Okay, we'll hit the deadline.
Right.
That's fine, but it's more about delivering the quality. So if you can wait for the quality, we are ready to work. Right. But if you're gonna hurry, even now at this point, we tell clients or the prospects coming to us that we'll take easily 1 month to do the R&D.
Right.
Because people are like, why don't you start it within 10 days? I'm like, cannot happen.
Yes.
There's a lot of research that has to go in.
Right.
I guess आर्ट फेस्ट में लाइक वो एक पहला हमने इवेंट्स कर चुके हैं, बट वो एक पहला इवेंट होगा जिसमें मोस्ट ऑफ द फ्रीडम हमको दी गई थी कि तुम लोग कर लो. हाँ, क्रिएटिव फ्रीडम. जैसे एक चीज़ पे क्वेश्चंस नहीं किए गए. हम लोग सजेशन भी दे रहे, उसमें वो हाँ बोल रहे. तो वो काफ़ी बेटर आई गेस. वैसा अगर नहीं होता तो मे बी हो भी सकता था इससे बेटर हो या कम हो, बट अच्छा पैन आउट हुआ.
So I know we're talking about Art Fest and all, because it has been an overwhelming feeling for the entire team. We have been working really hard. We were working till 4 a.m. We have been working day and night. Riya was making sales calls. Hey, I'm calling from 222 backyard. I see you have registered on the type form.
Yeah.
So and even now, when she met people at the Art Fest, people were like, "Oh, you are Riya, right?" It was like Riya literally on the call. She was like, do you wanna come or not? Like, she was not forcing people. It wasn't like a plain sales call. It was like, "Marzi hai aana hai, aao, nahi aana, that's fine. You will be missing out on something really nice."
Okay.
That was the attitude.
I guess we wanted people to miss out that, because we wanted to create the FOMO.
Yeah. And essentially, I think we had managed to create that FOMO. And but again, as Sahil spoke about the creative freedom, that's what the Backyard Lab really seeks out. when we have clients on board, and we specifically go ahead with clients who provide us that creative freedom.
Right.
Because here, you know, you have to trust the marketing agency, you have to trust the creators that are working with you. Every time if you're going to put your nose and say that, you know, that this is not going to work out, but you're having us on board, we are professional, there's a lot of experience that is coming on board, you need to understand that this will work. There have been times that I had to personally fight with clients to tell them that this is going to work, trust me, it will. And it did in the end for them. And there are multiple stories that we can share about the campaigns that we have done and how the results have panned out with just 500 rupees, putting those 500 rupees. That was like a massive hit for us, but beautifully done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that part of it must be really challenging, especially in Nagpur, right?
About the whole creativity bit and
Yes.
people not understanding it, yes. I mean, people, you want to go ahead with
हाँ,
that?
तो like हम लोगों ने थोड़ा like process रखा है कि when we meet our client, it's not like कि वो time पे decide हो जाता. We meet them like 5-6 times ताकि वो समझ में आए कि क्या like बैठ रहा है, क्या वो चीज़ बैलेंस हो रही है क्या हमारे दोनों की तरफ से. फिर भी कुछ ना कुछ बीच बीच में होता है बिकॉज हर एक का पर्सनैलिटी अलग है. अब दोनों अगर अंडरस्टैंडिंग है कि मेरा ये पर्सनैलिटी तेरा ये पर्सनैलिटी है, बट वो अंडरस्टैंडिंग है कि कहीं पे मिल रहा है, तो दैट्स गुड.
Yeah, so it's more about, so there are potential prospects. We would be happy to work with few clients, but again it really comes down to what kind of freedom that you're giving to us. Do we work on the same ideology? Do we share the same thought process about things that are going out there? And trust me, Sahil has seen this, Riya has seen this, that I flip after meetings when there is a client who is literally like understanding the whole idea of what is creativity and, you know, how the entire process works and those terminologies specifically. These guys have literally seen me. I'm like, whoa, what a meeting,
अच्छा मीट
bro!
होता है तो भी फ्लिप करती है, गंदा मीट होता है तो भी
So
फ्लिप
we
करती
have flip, yeah. I just flip after meetings because see, I'm 22, so I gotta flip a little.
है. So हर मीटिंग के बाद अभी मेरे मन में आता है ये फ्लिप मारेंगे.
But yeah, so understanding the ideology, those 5-6 meetings are to just understand the client to the core.
Right.
We are not gonna be on board because it's a marriage that we are doing essentially together.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is such a beautiful way to put it, like business.
Yeah.
That's true. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, if both of us are on the same level of understanding and we understand each other's needs, essentially I'm gonna be like, okay, let's. There have been few clients जिनके साथ I think within 2 meetings we have closed deals with them, but there are few people that take a lot of time because it takes time to crack these people. Within anyone can be a chameleon. You just need to understand what is a sinking ship where you do not have to put your feet. That's right.
Right.
So how do you choose your client? What is the process?
So there is this entire hygiene check again, as I told you, that in 2 meetings also we can close. It's now that we have been doing this from 1.5 years, we know where is that click. We just know, okay, this is how this. If a person is just churning money out of something, if they just want to grow and grow, but just there's no value attached to the brand. We are very value driven company is what I will put. Because if you're not creating value out there, you're not giving an experience and you're just there to earn money, we cannot work with that.
So ये subconsciously हम understand करते हैं. जैसे questions होते हैं कि आपने ये place क्यों बनाई, like क्या thought process था. तो हम कुछ होता है, जैसे हिंट देता हूँ कि अगर लाइक बोलते हैं कि मेरा ड्रीम था ये चीज़ करने का, तो हाँ ठीक है ड्रीम था. देन वी अंडरस्टैंड कि वो ड्रीम के लिए उन्होंने क्या क्या स्टडीज़ की है, तो वो अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं. ये बहुत सबकॉन्शियसली हो रहा है, हम लोग निकाल रहे हैं वो चीज़ बाहर, ऐसा नहीं डायरेक्टली पूछ लिया. तो उससे पता चलता है कि हाँ ये पैशनेट है, इट्स नॉट जस्ट ड्रीम, ही इज़ पैशनेट. फिर वो एक हमारे इसमें अंदर ही वो एक आगे लेवल पे जाता है कि फिर हाँ पैशनेट है तो, एंड द प्रोडक्ट इज़ वेरी गुड, मतलब लाइक टेस्ट वाइज या जो भी उसका मार्केट क्राउड है उसके हिसाब से. देन वो सारी चीज़ें होती है. एंड कुछ ऐसा भी होता है कि उनका ड्रीम होता है बट दे आर नॉट पैशनेट. सो इफ़ यू आर नॉट पैशनेट देन उसका भी सेकेंड है कि देयर इज़ अ डिमांड एंड यू आर सप्लाइंग इट.
Okay.
सो वैसा कुछ होना चाहिए.
Right.
तो वो थोड़ा बहुत हमको सबकॉन्शियसली अंडरस्टैंड करना पड़ता है.
It's more about a client being crystal clear to
हाँ.
us at that moment.
Okay.
See, if you want to earn money, just be straightforward about it.
हाँ.
Do not make us, roam around the same circle. We like, it's my passion, but then again, I want to earn money, because we will understand it in the end.
हाँ.
Right.
So it's better to be crystal clear with us, because that's how we'll start selling your thing.
Right.
And again, coming back to the whole question of Nagpur, understanding it. See, again, it's evolving, and we see the change in the city, and it's great. Trust me, the creation that is happening around the city, and the way people are doing it, even the artists that are there, and the creators that are already putting crazy stuff. I'm sure you guys must have
Yeah,
come
right.
across
Yes.
those videos, those pictures, and it's a changing market altogether right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me one absurd problem you faced in the market.
It's not really an absurd problem, but it's more like an absurd situation that we had
Okay.
faced. Sahil has worked with these guys before. I'm not gonna explicitly name people, but they wanted a plan in place, content creation plan, and the whole content calendar and the ideation bit. They told us about their ideas, and this is how they wanted it. And then we researched, then we tweaked it. It took me exactly 2 weeks to do that. Okay, now we're having a pitch presentation with them wherein I'm telling them these are the things that we can go ahead with. Provided the market that we had studied in the city, problem yahi thi, I knew that if I open up or tell them all the ideas that I have jotted down, either they can create it on their own, because you give a hero plan, the budget is so high, right, with the hero plan, that not a lot of people can pay that. What they do is take the hero plan to some other person and ask them to create it. But
Okay.
usually agencies out there, they take money for those pitches as well when they're telling about the hero plan. So here, after telling 5 content pieces that this is how we will go ahead, these are the phases that we need to follow in order to create that brand awareness. Now we were talking about the commercial. This is where the fun part comes. When speaking of commercial, this person specifically told me that can you do this in 500 rupees?
What? That low.
That
Wow.
low. I mean, I do not want to bitch about it. It's just that, how can you? It takes a lot of time, efforts. You're putting your brains into that, and my idea is not worth 500. Again, I do not want to compare it with money, but then there are a lot of people working behind it.
Yeah.
There is a lot of time that we are investing.
Yeah.
So this is the absurd situation that we had faced, and it happens. It really is like, when you are dealing with so many people, you're having so many pitches and meetings, and you're meeting new people, trying to understand the whole ideology. They will come up with such things that, why don't you do our marketing in 5K? Sorry, we are not that. We cannot offer you that.
Yeah.
There is consultancy that we can do, but then again, that's not gonna go at 5K. It's gonna be more than that. So here, directly or indirectly, I'm telling about the prices of the package.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that was the absurd situation. And any other situation that comes in your mind?
बहुत सारे, मतलब ऐसे छोटे मोटे होते
The
हैं.
best, like tell us the short wala 2 stories that, or maybe some situation that we had encountered.
Mm,
So just to back up, this person was offering you 500 rupees to run a campaign.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
yes.
But isn't that how, is all the money would go just into the social media advertising, right? That's not even enough. I don't think
So
that's...
the whole the package that we have altogether, it encompasses of a lot of things. Paid promotions, we keep it separately.
Okay.
So that is a separate budget that you have to keep.
Right. So this person was offering you 500 rupees in total to
Yes.
run a successful campaign.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. That's...
That's
I have to process that for a
I
minute.
know, right? It's mind-boggling, right?
Yeah.
It is.
I
नहीं,
felt
there are people, but हम फ्लिप तो होते. मेरे को तो हंसी आती कि लाइक पहले वो बोलते कि ये चीज़ें करनी है, देन अपन वो फनल में जाते हैं
हाँ.
कि ये चीज़ें होगी, देन फिर वो बजट, वो इतना सारा तुम चीज़ उतने बजट से कैसे निकालोगे.
this is one thing, and after that, are we gonna disclose what happened after that meeting?
नहीं, वो काफ़ी
Did that
I
be
would like to
explicit?
know.
Please tell us. Please tell us.
I-
वो थोड़ा
Okay. I'll tell you separately. Sorry, cannot put.
नहीं बोल सकते हैं, I guess.
अब you decide something.
नहीं,
So-
क्योंकि ऐसी चीज़ें होती है कि मैं उनके लिए पहले से काम कर चुका था,
Okay.
तो अलग से मेरे को कॉल आया एंड देन बोले कि कोमल का अच्छा था बट हम लोग वहाँ पे नहीं जाते, हमको नॉर्मल से ये कर दे. एंड लिटरली ये चीज़ बोली गई कि तू कोमल के वजह से अपने पेट पे क्यों लात मार। आई एम लाइक फ़ोन काटा। तेरे से जो मिलने वाला है
हाँ,
उससे मेरा कुछ नहीं होने वाला।
राइट राइट।
मैं फेवर के लिए करूँगा अगर करना है तो मे बी, बट ये चीज़ तू बोली तो अभी तो नहीं करना है। तो कुछ और वे में बोला रहता तो मे बी कुछ किया रहता।
What is this person trying to do? You guys are
हाँ.
together, you run a company. Why is
It's not like we won't be talking, right?
Obviously.
पता नहीं इनके दिमाग में क्या रहता है।
It's just that was so absurd. I still sometimes when I think about that situation, right? We have to be crystal clear about everything that we are doing.
Right.
So anyone trying to poach him or trying to poach him, we come and discuss. Hey, listen, this is what has happened. This person is telling me I'll offer you this if you give me the blueprint.
It's not like कि हम अपने पर्सनल प्रोजेक्ट्स पे काम नहीं करते हैं, बट ऐसा है। बट ये चीज़ नहीं होनी चाहिए कि तुम पर्टिकुलर लाइक हम दोनों की ज़रूरत है एंड फिर तुम एक अलग बंदे को ये कर रहे हो,
Right.
तो वो अलग चीज़ हो जाती है।
That's very unethical in the very first place.
Yeah.
We really need to study ethics and we really need to understand what ethics are, which a lot of people do not understand here. Being ethical is the best thing that you can do when you're running a business.
एंड अबाउट मनी आई गेस मैंने थोड़ा सा अंडरस्टैंड किया ये चीज़ कि यू शुड नो योर वर्थ।
Right.
मतलब बहुत सारे मैंने देखा है आर्टिस्ट लोग वो इतना अच्छा काम करते हैं, बट मे बी द जो मार्केट प्राइस सेट हुए वो उनके हिसाब से कम है, या वो एक्सपेक्ट ही नहीं करते और वो लिमिट हो जाते हैं, वो फिर लिमिट में काम करते हैं।
What I feel about that is कि competition इतना है and people are not able to differentiate कि what is XYZ company offering and what is the backyard lab offering, right? Is that like, would you agree with that sentiment?
So this one thing, one of our friends only told us. So this person is also running a marketing agency in Nagpur. There was a person offering 75 creatives and 5K.
What?
So I wanted to process that for a minute. That how is this
Yeah.
happening? I mean, okay, I get it. Canva, you wanna earn money. See, if someone is doing it solely because they wanna earn money, that is different. But where is the passion? What is your ideology? What is that? Where are you coming from? You really need to figure that out first before you start working with a brand. You're doing something to the brand. It's your baby now. You have to really take it out there. But if you do not have your own thoughts in place, then 5,000 mein 75 creative is nothing for me. It's not gonna bring any brand value. It's not gonna add anything to the brand. It's just gonna be there for the sake of it.
Right.
Yeah.
लाइक व्हेन वी से ब्रांड, इट्स नॉट कि वो जो ब्रांड है वो ऐसे लाइक वो खुद चाहता है कि ग्रो हो, वो ऐसा चाहता है कि मेरा नाम दिखे, वो ऐसा नहीं चाहता कि मैं चल रहा।
Right. Right.
तो जो चल रहा है उसके लिए वो वाले आई गेस ठीक है वो चीज़, बट जिसको सही में ये है तो उसके लिए जो लाइक ब्रांडिंग एजेंसी या मार्केटिंग एजेंसी वो काफ़ी लाइक इंटेलेक्ट होने चाहिए।
Right.
वैसे नहीं कि उनको डिज़ाइन स्टडी होनी चाहिए, फिर उनको मे बी मैं तो डिज़ाइन में ऊपर मेरे को कोडिंग की भी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, क्योंकि कभी कभी ऐसा कम्युनिकेशंस हो जाते हैं कि कोई कोडर से बात करना है पर वो कोई लैंग्वेज में बात करी तो हमें कुछ नहीं समझेगा।
Yeah.
मे बी वो फिर अपन अंडरस्टैंड नहीं कर पा रहे कि ये सही में ये एक प्रॉब्लम है या मेरे को घुमा रहा है। तो ये चीज़ें भी अंडरस्टैंड करनी ज़रूरी है कि वो कम्युनिकेशन बराबर हो।
Right.
So there are a lot of technical terms. See, if you get it, you get it. I'll be very happy. That's when I flip after meetings. But if you do not, I will process that. Okay, this person might not understand it. That's okay. Not everyone knows everything. We're still in that learning process. So we try to put the entire plan in a very layman language for them to understand it first, because they do not specialize in that. I specialize. It's very important for us to communicate in a manner where they can process it. So that's the whole jazz, I guess, about communicating with the client, being crystal with the audience as well as the client as to what we'll be providing and what they'll be experiencing.
Right.
व्हाट लाइक हम लोग ऐसा ट्राई कर रहे हैं कि कुछ सेशंस हो जिसमें बिजनेस ओनर्स या जिनको खोलना है उनको एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग दी जाए कि मार्केटिंग या ब्रांडिंग कैसे बिहेव करती है, सो दैट उनको फ्यूचर में कोई स्कैम ना करे या उसका उनको वर्थ पता चले ना कि सही में इतनी मेहनत होती है। नहीं तो उनको नॉलेज ही नहीं है तो हाँ वो 5,000 में ही करवाएगा ना।
That's
तो
when
ये
you
बहुत ज़रूरी है।
differentiate yourselves actually, because I don't think a regular digital marketing firm does that.
Yeah.
ये पूरा process की और explaining what's going on behind the scenes. You're learning more about your clients and you want to actually help. That's why you're interviewing them and that's why you're going through
Yeah.
all
So
those
of course
processes.
we cannot give them the how we work, like the blueprint हम नहीं दे सकते,
Obviously.
but हम वो बताना like उनको कन्वे करना चाहते हैं कि नहीं सही में इसमें इतनी सारी मेहनत हुई है,
Okay.
वो सारा चीज़ें.
So this leads me to another question. कि have you faced any failures or where you were like कि यार आज तो गड़बड़ हो गई है, and have you how did you overcome it?
Okay, see, won't failures.
Are there good days, bad days, worst days?
There are, of course. See, the thing is, when you are in a field which is so dynamic, you have every day you have to think of not just one idea. You're handling multiple clients at the same time. You have to maintain those ethics. You have to make sure that the idea is differentiated. The strategies are made in a manner that it is differentiated for Facebook, Instagram, or all these social media platforms. There are days when we are very low, that we do not understand what to go ahead with. But again, you have to deal with it. You have to come out of that zone. So being in a creative field, everyone thinks that it's nice, it's easy. But when you're handling so much, it's not that easy. Provided the team is so small right now. Every day coming up with 10 ideas per day, thinking of those stories, the captions that are gonna go, differentiated strategy. It's not that easy. So I think those are the lows that we face. Not essentially a failure,
Okay.
but those are the lows and our pain points right now, where that we are a small team handling way too many accounts, but again we are doing justice to every account that is there right now.
Okay.
Any failure that you think that is there?
फेलियर तो नहीं हुआ है.
Biggest challenge, what would you say?
challenge.
Conveying the idea to the other person, making them understand, and that has been one of our things where we try really hard. And it's really like there are these people, these potential prospects have very foggy thoughts. Okay, that's why when we say that we do 5 to 6 meetings, in the very first meeting they wouldn't know where they are coming from. There are multiple ideas, they would want to talk about something, but then they'll end up talking about something else. So by the 6th meeting or by the 4th meeting, their thoughts are much more clear, because we take them through this whole psychological journey that this is how you should think about it.
Right.
We do not tweak it, but we let them think, we help them. It's like you're feeding a baby, this is how you do it. It's
Spoon
like
feeding, yeah.
spoon feeding a little.
Spoon feeding a little.
So it really triggers a lot of spots in them. We have a process entirely. I wouldn't name that process here right now.
बोल सकते हैं.
It's a escaping journey. Stylescaping is what we call it, where we make the client go through an entire journey of these are your trigger points. This is how you need to think.
Basically, stylescaping is for branding, but we also use it for marketing.
Marketing,
Because
yes.
it lets you go through a journey to like तुम्हारा brand का end goal क्या है,
Right.
Okay.
वो पूरा उसमें process होता है.
Yeah.
So like coming back थोड़ा सा like you said कि you come every day with 10 ideas.
Yeah.
So do you have a brainstorming session every day or something?
Oh yeah. So, okay.
So what happens during that?
That's the best, I'll tell you. So either all of us will be sitting quietly in a place, or wherever cafe, whichever cafe it is, we'll be shouting out like anything. We'll be at top of our lungs talking about ideas.
Okay.
We are not scared that someone might take it, but it's more about how you execute it.
Yeah.
That's where that's the big
There's
deal
a big
here.
difference between idea and
Yeah,
execution.
yeah. So we do go overboard with the ideas sometimes. We know that, but
फिर वो
again,
मेरे से डिस्कस होता है ये पॉसिबल है क्या.
possible है या नहीं? Can we do this?
You're the
And
executor.
yeah, so Sahil has to execute it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've given him those ideas and he's like, do you know realistically this is not possible?
Okay.
So
नहीं,
those,
it can be like हमारे पास जो resources होते हैं उसके हिसाब से सोचना पड़ता है.
yeah, that's
Everything is
also-
possible,
Yeah.
but जो अपने पास resources है वो नहीं है तो फिर problem है.
Yeah, like we're like beginning, so like I say, we rent out a few things, and this one time, this one client was like, "You didn't have that equipment with you." And we're just like beginning. You should have provided that to us. You wanted that, but again, it's about giving the quality. Brainstorming sessions. I think you guys should join us sometime.
Oh, definitely.
Trust me,
Definitely,
it's
sure.
like so exhilarating. It's like.
Like 50% तो content ऐसा होगा जो गया ही नहीं है.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, those ideas, those content buckets are still sitting
There.
with us, and we will implement it some or the other day. It's
Okay.
just the right opportunity, right client, and we will put it out there. That's what.
Do you guys disagree a lot while brainstorming together? Is like is that a problem?
No, it's a
It's
very
not a
healthy thing.
problem.
Yeah, it's a very healthy
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, we take it in a very healthy manner. It's like sometimes Sahil won't agree to me, sometimes I won't agree to Sahil.
Okay.
But then we sit for the pros and cons
Mhm.
and think about the client that will it benefit them or not. But again, it's done in a very healthy manner. I'm not fabricating anything here, but we do fight about, okay, I want to do this. Like, I really want to do this idea. Can we do this?
Okay.
And then he's like, okay, we'll find a way. Let's do it. Yeah.
Wow. I noticed like when you guys work together because real magic comes out. That's the only way I can put it because I noticed the marketing of the art fest that you organized, and it was really
Well executed.
well executed. That's the word I'm looking for.
We know what happened.
Oh, yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
But you make
I
the
would love
best
to know
of it, right?
stories.
Stores. Yeah, you have seen the videos on my personal
Yes.
profile. That's
Yeah.
there. I mean, in a bad way, did you say 222 Fest का
नहीं
BTS?
लाइक आप कोई भी इवेंट करते हो तो उसमें पीछे में जो
Back end में जो
हाँ,
चीजें
जो भी
होती है,
जो
yeah.
सामने में नहीं दिखाई देती
हाँ.
वो होते हैं छोटे मोटे प्रॉब्लम्स वो पर वो सॉल्व करने में मजा आ रही थी बहुत
Nice.
कि क्या हो रहा
Yeah.
है
If I were to quickly make you go through the like one of the biggest milestones for the Backyard Lab, it would be the international coffee campaign we did with Three Beans. Again, I won't explicitly mention names here, but we were planning to collaborate, but then we didn't go ahead because again, we as marketers also think about our clients' pockets. It's not like client is like मुझे spend नहीं करना, they're ready, but I also need to see ना कि maximum results किससे आएंगे. So we went ahead with putting promotions में a very small amount, and then we reached almost more than 1 lakh people. We had a footfall of 1,000+ people on International Coffee Day at Three Beans Coffee Bar. Dharamkot, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you were one of them. So it was, we were giving out free coffees and again thinking about sustainability because it's the new hot topic and we all should be talking about and taking it seriously. Only we were charging for the cups, that's all. But again, it was a great day for the cafe for us because it was a very overwhelming feeling together as a company.
Okay.
And other than that, then we did Oasis for Three Beans. So Three Beans Coffee and Eatery's new outlet in Civil Lines. We named it the Oasis. There's a reason behind it. It's in, not essentially in the city center, but in how would I put it?
Desert.
Like not desert. Civil Lines is like the most beautiful place that
I know.
I like. You would
Yeah.
want to take drives out there and all.
Yes.
So it's like in the hustle bustle of the city, you find your oasis. There
Right.
is calmness.
Okay.
That's the whole
Okay.
idea.
Okay.
And I was having a creative block for at least a week that what is it? How can we push it out there?
Mhm.
Because this place was gonna be out there within 2 weeks and we had to come up with everything. The names that are there in the room, the of the place, Victorian room, there is Costa Rica, French Avenue, Arbitrum, and then
Back
Back Alley. So we had really brainstormed, and if you were to ask me right now what is the meaning for each of the place, I would really just take you out wahan pe. I'll give you a tour and tell you that this is why the
She
name.
gives amazing tours.
Yeah, I'll give those tours and but yeah, would love to give those tours. But coming back to the Oasis,
Yeah.
people really clicked with it because they found that calmness over there. And when we say Oasis, it's a serene place where you're just sitting and you're away from the hustle bustle. It's serene, you're processing everything, you're enjoying the greens and the calms that are there with a cup of coffee. That was Oasis for us. And then came Jashn-e-Art again.
Just that.
Jashn-e-Art was another really crazy thing that we had done, an artist community coming together. I had a footfall of 60+ people and
At
the-
7 a.m. in the morning.
7 a.m. in the morning on a
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh,
On a
okay.
Sunday, and these were artists
Okay.
entirely.
Uh-huh.
So I wouldn't say it was impromptu. We were working on this idea again from April.
Mhm.
Gajesh had hosted that. Yuvraj's community, like Yuvraj pulled in 50+ people, and Gajesh was a crazy host. And the vibe was lovely. I mean, people are dancing, they're enjoying the networking, talking, and this is what essentially the Backyard Lab wanted. That people connect with each other. There's an artist community that is blooming. People
Right.
are enjoying it.
Yeah.
There is no monetary thing attached to it. It's more about we are giving something to the community.
Yeah.
Again, not falling into the whole CSR zone. Ki, okay, we want to provide something because we are obliged to it, but it's more about there is something that we want to do for the community. So Jashn-e-Art happened, and 60 artists in one room dancing, live sketching, interacting with each other and all that jazz. And then again, same thing happened at 222 art meetup as well, close space networking, live sketching, stuff like that. Then Art Fest came in. Art Fest was like one of the biggest boom that we had created. till
It
date.
was, and it was actually the first time I met you guys, I think.
Yeah, okay, yes,
Yes.
we did. तुम लेके आए थे ना?
It was the
Yes.
biggest boom, but it's just 10%.
It's just the 10% of we
Yes.
had. Like I remember Sahil and I working on that idea, not this one, but the core idea.
There
I
was
cannot.
an idea.
There is an
Yeah.
idea. Cannot reveal it right now, but
Okay,
we'll
okay.
soon. We're still working on it. Right, रात को 10:30 sipping coffee. Like this should be the name. This is how we should go ahead
Okay.
with it. And then we got the right opportunity, and then we put up the 10%, and people gave an amazing response to it, and everyone was happy in the end because in this city you would want a chill social gathering where people are just sipping wine, observing art, interacting with other people and like-minded individuals essentially.
Right.
And that was Triple to Art Fest. I
So
mean,
it wasn't like कि सिर्फ आर्ट देखने जा रहे हैं या आर्टिस्ट के साथ इंटरेक्ट कर रहे
Yeah,
हैं.
wine people.
लोग कहीं मतलब लोग है ना अपने पुराने फ्रेंड से मिलके कॉन्वर्सेशंस कर रहे हैं.
yeah,
तो
yeah.
वो काफी अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था.
Yeah, so there's a very sweet thing that had happened. I got to know about it 2 weeks pehle. There was a guy who had proposed her girl on the art fest itself.
Oh, that happened. That is
That's so-
amazing.
It was a wine
मेरे को
moment
अभी
where
पता चल रहा है.
right, I got to know. So that guy actually put the ring in the wine glass. He's like, hey, this is for you.
That is so romantic.
sweet.
Yeah, and I really thought that, gosh, I was there in that moment to just
Yeah.
see it, but it's so beautiful. This is like, we just watched this on television, in a
Yeah,
movie.
right.
Ki bhai, a guy is getting wine, putting ring inside it, but
That really happened.
that really happened at
Are
the
they
art
engaged?
fest.
But what?
She did accept it.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
It's from
It's
good
great.
intel. I know this is verified.
That is nice. That
Too
was
good.
a big story.
Yeah, I mean.
So these were your milestones.
These were
as
our
Backyard Lab.
as Backyard Lab, and we hope we create more and give more to the community and
Nice.
have like-minded individuals. Yeah.
Okay, so it's. How about you tell me about yourselves? Who is Sahil and who is Komal? Other than Backyard Lab. Enough about work.
Enough about work.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
is this like you're just throwing it like chalo, ye kaam ho gaya,
Yes,
now
yes,
I wanna
yes.
know about you. Sahil, wanna go ahead? Please.
Ladies first.
You really have been just talking. I've just been talking.
Come on.
Komal as an individual.
Yeah.
Right now, if you were to ask the same question 2 years back or 3 years back, Komal was someone like, okay, I'm studying right now. I do not know what I want to do. I really have no clue. Everyone is confused, but then you really got to work on your principles and your values. Essentially, the sooner you realize it, the better it is. This is not again a bookish knowledge, but as an individual, I have realized that it's very important to know yourself first. And to know that, this is what I like, this is what I like doing, and the sooner you realize, the better it is. In the span of 2 years, that's what I've really worked on. What are my pains, what are my gains, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. I really try to separate my groups as well in that matter. So you must have read it in course that you should surround 5 people around you that just you want to become.
Okay.
I really do follow that, and I have very few people around me, but because this is what I used to do in Bombay. Like we used to have 6 to 7 people around just discussing about a very random topic and debate over it, and it used to have that adrenal rush which I really missed after coming to Nagpur, because all my friends are in Bombay, they're in different places, but here after meeting this one, after meeting Ray, after meeting you guys and a lot of people now that I'm exploring, I realized that this is something that I can do. I cannot do it with everyone, but the people that I click with, they are really like worth it for that. So right now, if you were to ask me who is Komal, Komal is a workaholic right now. Yes, totally a workaholic, and I really like to read more and more about how the whole content game can be changed around and how can we bring in more things.
Okay. That's nice.
And yeah, that's me right now. And
वापस से walk में आ गई.
yeah, see, my life really right now revolves around work, but I like to travel, that is one thing. But yes, I never forget that I have to network as well at the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you
hand in hand.
yeah, it goes hand in hand. Again, it's gonna be work. It's mostly gonna be work, because I think I'm at this age right now, not gonna title myself as a hustler, but someone who is exploring, learning, and I wanna do that. If you were to ask me a very random question जिसका मुझे answer पता भी नहीं होता ना, my answer would have been that, hey, listen, I'm still exploring.
Yeah.
I do not know the answer for this,
Right.
but yes.
Right.
So I do not want to make anyone uncomfortable about the fact that, hey, listen, you do not know this.
Mhm.
Rather, I would like to provide that knowledge that this is what it is.
Right.
and always welcome for a conversation where you want to talk about things. Yeah.
But you guys do hustle because every time I see you, you're either working on a project or you're discussing about the project, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's mostly us.
I would classify you as hustlers.
Hustlers, yeah.
We have sessions after work, like late night.
Yeah.
हम चाय पीने जाते हैं
Nice.
एंड फिर वहाँ पे
चाय पे चलता है, like it.
लाइक पूरा लाइक बिच कर रहा है, अच्छी बात कर रहा है, अच्छी बात कर रहा है, तो वो
Yeah.
सब हो जाता है, बैलेंस आउट हो जाता है पूरा.
What about you, Sahil?
हाँ, मेरे को नहीं पता खुद क्या है. तो आप लोग को लग रहा होगा कि मैं बहुत काम इंसान हूँ कि
well,
किसी से बात नहीं करेगा, ज़्यादा अपने जोन में रहेगा. ऐसा मे बी मैं किसी से बात करने का ऐसा कोई इशू नहीं है. बहुत सारी चीज़ें हुई है जिसकी वजह से मेरे को लाइक सेल्फ खुद के ऊपर ज़्यादा फोकस करना है. लाइक माई प्रायोरिटी शुड बी मी फर्स्ट.
Right.
तो उसमें से मेरे को खुद एक्सप्लोर किया चीज़ें कि क्या लाइक मैं कहाँ कंफर्टेबल हूँ और मेरे को कहाँ कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर निकलना चाहिए. तो फिर मेरे को ये लगा कि मैं ऐसे हर किसी के साथ नहीं बात कर सकता, बिकॉज बहुत सारी चीज़ें ऐसी होती है कि मैं कॉन्वर्जेसन में बहुत अच्छा हूँ, मैं बहुत सीखने को देखता हूँ, बट प्रॉब्लम ये हो जाता है कि मैं ये समझ नहीं पाता कि वो कौन से इंटेंशन से आ रहे हैं. तो बहुत सारा बार चीज़ें गड़बड़ हो जाती है. तो मैं ट्राई करता हूँ कि कम्युनिकेशन अच्छा हो, कि मैं मेरी तरफ से क्लियर हूँ कि ये चीज़ है, ऐसा ऐसा है. तो कभी कभी वो वर्कआउट नहीं हो पाती है. तो इसलिए ये इसको लगा होगा कि मैं शाय इंसान हूँ. बट हाँ, फिर अगर मेरे जो क्लोज सर्कल है, या और ऐसा क्लोज भी सर्कल नहीं है, कम्युनिटीज़ भी है. मैंने लाइक हिमाचल से फ्रेंड्स है, आउट ऑफ इंडिया से फ्रेंड्स है, तो उनके साथ जो कॉन्वर्जेशंस होती है हमारी, वो काफ़ी मतलब ऐसा होता है कि थोड़ा इंटेलेक्ट टाइप जेने लाइक नर्डी आई गेस.
Yeah, that's like very hot, yes.
हाँ, मतलब कोई इंसान भी ऐसे कुछ वर्ड यूज़ कर देते हैं जो मेरे को एकदम से ये किसी को नहीं पता होगा, तो एम लाइक मैं बहुत अट्रैक्ट होता हूँ इंसान से कि क्या
Let me
मतलब.
scrutinize you.
हाँ, और बता मैं भी बताता हूँ, थोड़ा एक्सचेंज करते हैं चीज़ें.
Right.
तो उसमें मेरे को वो चीज़ करने में बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि जब कुछ अच्छी बातें करें. और ऐसा भी नहीं है कि मेरा जो लाइक कॉलेज वाला या स्कूल के फ्रेंड्स है, उसमें भी ऐसा ये नहीं कि मैं शांत हूँ. उनके हिसाब से मैं काफ़ी लाइक क्या बोलते हैं, जो काड़ा करते रहते हैं.
Mischievous you are.
हाँ,
हाँ, mischievous.
Yes, yes, communication.
Communication.
वो है. और हाँ, मैं बस यही है कि अंडरस्टैंडिंग पे ज़्यादा फोकस है मेरा, कि एक बार वो इंसान से काफ़ी अंडरस्टैंडिंग बढ़ गई ना, तो मेरी बॉन्डिंग काफ़ी बढ़ जाती है.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think what I also noticed about Sahil is he doesn't open up very quickly, but when he does, he will like yes, this is what I am, this is what I know, and like you'll just click with him. That's what I like about him, that you know he knows कि यहाँ boundaries है, इसके आगे कोई cross नहीं कर सकता. Whereas in my case it's opposite. After letting the person cross, I'm like, okay, now I gotta eliminate this person now. Yeah, इसका पहले elimination
हाँ, थोड़े
happens
barriers
पहले.
बन के मैं
Barriers, and
earphones
that's like
लगा
the
दूंगा,
best part.
सॉन्ग चल नहीं रहा है, पर लोगों को लग रहा है कि ये बिजी है, तो वैसा है.
Okay.
तो वैसे filter out हो जाता है crowd.
हाँ,
It's
थोड़ा
like I really want to learn that from him. How do you do that?
That's nice.
So, coming back to the backyard lab, what are your future plans?
Why you look so serious while asking that? Okay, future plans. Right now, I think both of us are working on the whole idea of creating this community. So a little about what the backyard lab is and the USPs that are there is that again the content creation that comes in, but there is a problem that freelancers face a lot. ठीक है, ये थोड़ा off the topic जा रहा है, but I will connect it later to the backyard lab.
Context.
So freelancers, the way that the problems that they face is that they cannot, again coming back to the technical language that these people use, clients cannot understand it directly. ठीक है, and sometimes there are some people who cannot really express their ideas. So we try to bridge that gap between the artist or the freelancer to the client. So you can say that we are sort of also doing talent acquisition here, where we recognize that these guys they specialize in this thing, and we want them ki if you are worth, let's say, Z amount, you should get that Z. You're not gonna get Y, because if you bring in a lot of experience, then why should you compromise on the money that you're getting? So that's the kind of change that we are looking forward to do. And again, prepayments, please.
एंड मे बी अगर उनका बजट भी कम है ना, क्लाइंट का बजट भी कम है, तो भी हम लोग आर्टिस्ट से वो बात करते कि इसका ये बजट है, ये बजट का ही दिमाग लगाना है.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair, sounds fair.
Yeah, so that is one approach. The other approach is that there are bells divided here. So if say किसी इंसान का the budget would be 10K, and that fits in the silver wala scene ki okay, the silver artist can do it, so we directly assign it to them.
Okay.
So that's what we are working on the artist community, that okay, you bring in 2 years ka experience, theek hai, you get this, but we want to eliminate that entire irritation of, you know, that I'm trying to say something, you are understanding something else, then we are fighting in the end, and there is no good result.
Right.
So let's try to utilize the time at its maximum and deliver the best out there.
So you're not building a company, you're building a community.
It's a community
Yes.
of
ब्रांडिंग, डिजिटल मार्केटिंग एंड कम्युनिटी.
community. That's what we stand for.
And that's what it says on your card as well.
Yeah, the card that we have.
Yes.
Nice.
Digital marketing, branding, and community. Yes.
That's really
So,
nice.
do you have any messages for any future people who wanna do it?
Do the same thing
do
or
what
what?
you do, or just
Yeah.
they want to venture out and create their own companies and create their own brands. What
Or
is
get
your-
into branding, marketing, and digital marketing?
Okay. If it would be just like just really do it. When Nike says it, do it. Just really you have to do it. If you sit on it, okay, I'm gonna do it someday. There are people who take time, but there are people who just jump on it, and it really pans out for them.
Okay.
I, for that matter, did it because there was someone who told me that, you know, to open an agency or open a company, you need a lot of funding. Then I just told them that okay, funding and all that is okay, and I really like, theek hai, there is that one way to go. I want to build my own way. We wanted to build our own way. We do not
Right.
essentially require funding right now.
Right.
There is this
Shouldn't I be saying this?
there is director, I guess, Stephen something.
Okay.
उसका quote है, a true thing poorly expressed is a lie.
Wow.
Oh.
Profound.
तो वो है कि लाइक तुम्हारे दिमाग में आइडियाज़ है, पर तुम वो प्रैक्टिकल में नहीं लाओगे तब तक के वो झूठ है.
Yeah.
True.
तो उस पे
Yeah.
हाँ फोकस करना
Focus करना चाहिए. So it's more about, if you have people like Sahil around, if you have people like Riya around who are ready to invest their time, who are ready to see the end, visionaries basically कि मैंने देख लिया next 5 years में क्या हो सकता है. You will give it time. You have to give it time, because it's not always about money, it's also about value creation, and we really believe in value creation. Not gonna require a huge funding. I will rather put it from my pocket. I wouldn't mind that, but I proved the person wrong in a way that hey, listen, without money also things can happen.
Yeah.
Have been doing that from.
It's not the only way.
It's not the only way. We have been doing that from last 1.5 years. We have our own struggles and pains, that is there. But again, if you face it, you're doing something for the greater good that you're going to achieve later. Yeah. Being very optimistic, but I know that realism भी है यहाँ पे.
सो लोगों के लिए लाइक जैसे नागपुर, आई गेस पूरा नागपुर कुछ है जिनको अच्छा ब्रांड बनाना है, तो प्रॉब्लम ये होता है, एक बहुत पर्टिकुलर नीश पे जा रहा हूँ, लोगो डिज़ाइन. सो लोगो लाइक पीपल थिंक कि लोगो इज समथिंग दैट इज कनेक्टेड या दैट शुड रिप्रेजेंट व्हाट देयर प्रोडक्ट्स आर, ऐसा उनको लगता है.
Right.
But this is not the thing.
Right.
Your logo is not your brand. Your logo is an identity. It's a mark. That's it.
I can see Komal mouthing the words.
Yes. So I have said it like
Multiple times. Now I remember it.
But I have to because
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, it's very
yeah,
true.
क्योंकि डिज़ाइनर कुछ सीख के वो चीज़ कर रहा है, एंड देन आप उसमें छोटी छोटी डिटेल्स आ रही, ठीक है आपको ये चीज़ नहीं समझ में आ रही, बट आपको एक ब्रांड क्रिएट करना है. दैट मीन्स कि उसके मल्टीपल प्लेटफॉर्म्स होंगे. यू वांट टू बी एन ऐप, तो वो आप देख रहे हो इतना स्पेस है आपके लोगो दिखने के लिए, उसमें अगर आप हर चीज़ डिटेल दिखाओगे वो नहीं दिखने वाला है. तो ऐसे भी चीज़ें उनके समझाना पड़ता है कि आपके पास स्पेसेस अलग अलग टाइप के हैं, वो हर स्पेस में दिखना चाहिए, तो ये वे में भी सिखाना पड़ता है कि ऐसा हो. तो प्लीज़ डिज़ाइनर्स की बात सुनो ये बारे में.
डिजाइनर हो भगवान नहीं, ऐसा होता
मैं डिजाइनर हूँ भगवान नहीं. That's so true. That stands so true.
I want a sticker.
Oh yeah, we'll get you one. We'll get you one.
That's nice.
So Kahil, sorry.
Kahil, yes.
Kahil.
Kahil,
That's-
yes.
Hashtag Kahil.
Komal.
That-
Kahil.
Kahil.
Kahil. Kahil.
I misspoke, but you know something birds come
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
should change Sahil Satpute.
Kahil Satpute.
right.
Nice.
Sahil, Komal,
Somal.
thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Somal.
Somal.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for being a part of our series. We really enjoyed our conversation. I think this is where we should end it. I'm really bad at ending episodes.
Oh, okay. So,
So
yeah, you can go ahead. I'll end it.
okay. So just wave to the camera. We are like just say bye.
Oh, okay. Bye. See ya. Bye. It was great.
Nice.
So it was really great having you. Thanks for being here. And
Thank you.
I hope we
Thank
can
you.
keep in
This
touch
was- yeah.
even after this.
Definitely. This has been exhilarating.
I'm taking
trust
you
me.
for the invitation of Brainstorming though.
Yes.
Oh yes, you
Yeah,
guys have to join
yeah.
that.
We'll
Trust
have
me.
to schedule that
Yes.
someday.
Okay. Are we gonna do that clap? Are we gonna do that clap?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
One,
we'll do that
two,
clap.
three.
I'm your host Yash along with Priyesh.
Hi, Yash. Hi, how are you? वापस से लेंगे. ले ले मेरा.
उसमें
देख,
सॉन्ग
देख,
हो
मेरा
गया
टी-शर्ट है. If wanna-
सॉल्व हो गया उसमें.
And that's how you do it.